Welcome back, guys, to Tales of Xillia as we continue to sub-event jaunt around the world and hunt the devil beasts. Last episode we killed off Rapard as well as saved Jude's dad, but more medical emergencies, or, well, emergencies rolling around the medical center keep continuing as a boy has got lost in the old Vicalle Mine, so we head to check him out, find out where he is, find holes and stuff. Though monsters want to get me first, I cannot get in the hole.
I quite like that lizard. It looks like the old dinosaur movies where they used to, oh dear, I have to not turn my controller on.
Oh no, Jude is doomed!
Right, that's better.
Let's go over here. So we're still trying to get other people's mystic arts to appear, but this time around we're going to go with Mila and then switch them in when necessary. So that's all cool and all.
Piece of cake.
All that said, we didn't even use a linked art during that. We really should have. Build up the bar so we can see more mystic arts.
If I'd used any move while my controller was off, that would have been quite interesting because it would have inferred that I had some kind of supernatural power.
I really can't get into that hole. I've really failed at that. Dragon Ash. Quite a lot of points for that for a shop. I wonder if we could just find some dragons and burn them and get it for free. That's the way I see things. Right, so before we ran out of this mine because, well, dangerous monsters all around. This time, though, deeper and deeper we can go because these monsters are pushovers now. In fact, we may as well just dodge them.
Yeah.
To some respect, unless they go, hello there! And then we'll beat them up. Because that's the fair dues. Right then, kid, where you be? Well, it seems to be a larger open area around here. Let's check out the layout. We've got sections to the left and sections up top. I'm guessing this kid, though, is way off to the left. I'm wondering where the other I-free treasure is around this location. There's one more to find after all.
There was something walking around in a strange way. No, he looks like an ordinary one.
Yes, he's a bog standard, boring one. The ones that we worried about before, though, because they had... Oh, there we go. I-free treasure. And we got ourselves a skill tome, Pinprick. A tome that grants the party access to the minimum damage skill.
Those would usually be used for high combos, wouldn't
Yes,
they?
they only do 1 damage when you've got that skill on, so it's not exactly the best skill ever if you want to use it at this point in time.
Usually it's to achieve something. Like, I know in the other games there have been like combo multipliers where you wouldn't want to kill the enemy, so you'd make the battle last as long as possible.
Or to get grade and build it up for a second playthrough in games such as Tales of Vesperia. But the kid is found, and he's looking for something while being swallowed up whole by a crab. Is he a kid? Is he a crab? Who knows?
There he is.
These must be the machines Dr. Mathis was hiding. Marna will be walking in no time with this.
Wait, those are Spyrex.
Soren, get away from those! Huh? But I need these. I said get away! It's dangerous!
No way! I'm impressed you could anticipate that.
I just remembered my old accident. That was how I got hurt when I was a kid. I was playing with the Spyrex in the docks room when it blew up, like that one did just now.
That was how you got injured? Why did Dad have something so dangerous? Oh no. No way.
It's not my place to tell you. You'll have to ask Derek yourself.
You're the one who hid those Spyrexes in the old Vicalle Mine, aren't you? Why did you have them in the first place?
Because I'm not from here. I came to Riza Maxia from Olympias 20 years ago.
Derek was a passenger on the Zenithra, just like I was.
After wandering throughout this world, I decided to settle down here after I met your mother.
Then that would make me...
half Riza Maxian and half Olympian.
You must be pretty shocked, huh?
Actually, not really.
Didn't see that reaction coming.
Is a medical asperixis just a Spyrex then?
They're similar, yet very different. Asperixis are modified to channel the mana produced by one's mana lobe. They don't kill spirits, but as you know, there's a separate price to pay.
Having to endure the physical pain.
I only learned that Spyrexes kill spirits after I came to Riza Maxia. Once I knew the truth, I could no longer use Spyrexes in good conscience.
But Dad, we found another option. If you create a Spyrite, you don't have to worry about Spyrexes killing spirits anymore.
A Spyrite? I see. If Spyrites become commonplace, the downside of Spyrexes goes away. But for that to happen, Riza Maxia and Olympius will need to find common ground and work together. That will take a great deal of time and effort. Neither the pain of physical therapy nor the effort required for mutual understanding are easy to endure. There is always a cost required of any major undertaking. That much is true, no matter which world you're from.
Yeah.
I want to try physical therapy. I don't want Soren running off and getting himself hurt because of me. That's great! Soren, make sure to support her, okay?
I know. Don't worry. I've got this.
Leia, I'm so sorry. If I had only stored the Spyrex properly, you would never have been hurt.
It's fine, really. If I hadn't gotten hurt, I would have never gotten to know Jude.
Certainly not well enough to fill 100 pages of notes about him.
Mila!
What are you talking about?
Nothing!
Never mind. That was just girl talk.
Girl talk or just crazy teasing? Well, Soren's saved, we're all good. And so we done with Leronde? No is the answer to that, because I could still supposedly check out the food. And I missed it again, because that's what I do. Mr. Observant doesn't check everywhere. Because not here. Here is where I'm supposed to be. Ugh!
This looks delicious.
Leia's dad makes the best mabo curry anywhere.
You always did love Dad's mabo curry, huh?
That doesn't mean I could eat it every day, though.
What do you mean?
Leia would always bring mabo curry over after a fight.
Ah, so it was an excuse to make up.
Yeah. My parents were always busy and didn't have much time to cook, so it really helped us out. And because Leia and I used to fight all the time...
You ended up having mabo curry every day. Didn't you think to bring over anything else?
Sure, but mabo curry is special because it's two kinds of food in one. Just like two good friends getting along.
So it was an edible symbol of friendship.
And it kind of worked. From then on, I did my best not to let Leia get me angry. That way, I wouldn't have to eat mabo curry every night.
Hey, that makes it sound like it was always my fault we fought.
It wasn't always your fault. I'd say around 80%.
No. You two settle down.
Enjoy some mabo curry together.
The way they went pink, it was almost like that's a euphemism for something.
They were really, oh, let's give it a taste sub-event has appeared. I was just thinking, we're not gonna eat it, we're just gonna stare at it.
Who is it there for? Nobody seemed to be eating it. It was weird.
This. It's just, everything's laid out, hoping people will come, and then it
Like
just gets cold and they
multiple
chuck it away.
dishes, hot chicken and everything, and nobody there eating it. We'll just put out food and hope for the best.
Yes, well, what do we have to give a taste then?
I could certainly eat.
Then why not come to my house? I'm sure my dad's cooked up something.
Just cooks up everything, it seems. Finally, someone to eat the food we constantly have laid out everywhere. Hooray! Chicken, you say?
That roast chicken looks amazing. Just looking at it is making me salivate.
Sorry, Mila, but you can't have any. I'm sure it's for someone's birthday.
How can you tell?
Here on the island, it's a tradition to celebrate one's birthday with our special chicken Leronde.
The chicken is stuffed with pilaf, which mixes with the chicken's juices, and it's just delicious.
Oh, I'm drowning in my own saliva just thinking about it.
It must be a very special dish to the people of Leronde.
Then you must have eaten this on your birthdays as well.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Not recently?
Well, lately I've been living in Fennmont. And before that, Leia would try to deliver it to me. But she tripped and dropped it for 3 years straight.
3 years straight?
What a waste.
It wasn't on purpose. It's just the more I tried to be careful not to trip, the more I ended up tripping.
That does sound like something Leia would do.
I'm really sorry. I only tried to deliver it because I wanted to see you happy.
I know. Every year you were always the person who got the most excited about my birthday.
Yeah.
For my birthday this year, I hope we can all enjoy Chicken Leronde together.
I'll ask my dad to make it extra good.
I greatly look forward to the occasion.
As do I. It can't come soon enough.
Yeah, just don't get Leia to deliver it.
Deliver it to another world. I don't know where we're going to be in that time.
Oh, I bet she's the type that when she screws up, she cries about it and makes you feel bad as well. I hate it when people do that.
Ugh. Right, so where to next? I mean, we've had skits that have told us to go to, I think it's Cambalar. We have to return to Jandu. We have to go to Fennmont. I think Fezabel Marsh was mentioned. Where next?
All of the above.
All of the above. Nicely copped
Do
out
it.
there. Right, so with that, Fenmont we go. We'll find some quests there, wherever we can. I think it was stuff about what was it about? Let's just actually check our event list, because that might be the easiest way to check anything. So we look for the underway tab here. Right, so Sisterhood involves Muse and thingy. Mother and Child, we have to go back to Jandu. Those who act in shadow, we still haven't done yet. Leia's failure. This is involving the school and Agri and the Sylph J.
Yeah, we had to inform the nurse that Crazy Face had died.
Yes, that was the one that said the cause of shifting spirit climbs in Jandu. The message. We still haven't done anything involving wanted posters yet, so we've got to check. We just see some of them recently, after all. There's still many places in Reed's Maximum not being seen by humankind. We've got to think about the edges of the world. So, with that, let's head over to the school. To the school, to the Tally Medical School.
What's up?
Coming back to Fennmont like this makes me miss my old medical school.
Then why not drop by?
You don't mind?
Nah. You must have really loved it there if you miss it this much. I guess becoming a doctor really is your calling.
Well, sure, but we also got ourselves another skit here, the follow-up to Tales of School. So let's find out more about that.
I wonder what school's like.
I bet you want to go to school too, huh? Don't worry. As soon as we find a nice, safe place for you to live, you can start going.
I don't want to go.
Oh? May I ask why?
Because if I bring Tipo to school, won't they get mad at me?
You needn't worry about that. I'll ask them to let Tipo go too.
I can go too?
Sure. Leia used to take dogs and cats to school with her.
Then I do want to go. Why didn't you tell us sooner?
I hope we'll be able to send Elise to school soon.
Indeed. And I'd like to see you continue your education as well. Mark my words, Jude. One of these days, life will return to normal.
Yeah, I guess it will.
It's quite weird that, actually, considering Tipo is literally part of his, her brain as well. Do you think she'd learn extra well?
Especially if he could hover over someone else's answer sheet. I think she'd do very well.
Yeah, she could, she really could be the ultimate cheat.
When I see the lights in Fenmont, I can't help but miss how bright Leronde is.
I know exactly what you mean.
Right, which entrance was it? That's what I'm wondering here. Which way?
I think this is the way to the birdie lady, isn't it? Through that passageway?
All the same, it seems that that guard from the first time is there. Hello, sir.
Mr. Eldon?
Dr. Jude! Hey, good news. You're in the clear now. Between Gillen's betrayal and the Exodus situation, no one cares about your charges anymore. When everything calms down, they may want you to come in and answer some questions, but it won't be a big deal.
But there are still wanted posters everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We haven't had time to take them down yet.
Well, that's still great news. Right, Jude?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you, Doc. What happened to that tall guy who was with you before? You know, the one who knocked me down on the pier.
You mean Alvin? He's... well...
I knew that had to be Alvin.
You know him?
Not personally, but my wife and I used to be close to the woman he lived with. Her name was Mink.
Mink?
She's a real beauty. She wears glasses and always carries a book around. You don't know her?
Do you mean Pressa?
Maybe. I'm sure Mink wasn't her real name. That's why I wanted to talk to Alvin, you see. To make sure he knew her real identity.
What do you mean?
We received some intel that said she was actually a spy. One of the rats.
What's that?
They're spies from one of the Azul clans.
Exactly. Mink made friends with a lot of Rashigal nobles and military officers and pumped them for secrets. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for my appointment.
What should we do?
I don't know.
If it's something Pressa didn't want him to know, then I don't think we should tell him. I mean, if even Alvin couldn't figure it out, she must have really wanted that secret kept.
Yeah, but that's no fun. Get your spoon in and stir.
Is that part of the For Those Who Act in Shadows questline, considering it was the rats
Yeah.
about the murdered
This
lady?
place is perpetually night? I bet it must be way more exciting living here.
That's just your imagination running away with you.
That's for sure, but it's telling us now to revisit Nia Kara. Is that possibly the continuation or the end of the questline?
You sure you don't need to stop by Nia Kara for anything?
Actually, it has been a while since I've shown my face around town. I wouldn't mind seeing how everyone's doing.
Well, when we have a chance, let's make the trip.
Well, okay then. Another place to visit. Every sub-event that appears telling us to go this way or that way. Now, was it the outpatient wing or not? I know it was a room at the end of it all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
think
this one
it's-
over here?
Yeah.
Prin, I'm glad to see you're still here.
By all rights, I shouldn't be. Not after I betrayed Rashigal to its enemy. But with the world as it is now, we're getting scores of injured patients every day. At the very least, I wanted to fulfill my obligations as a nurse.
That is truly admirable. Fortunately, conflicts between the nations of Riza Maxia are the last thing on anyone's mind now.
Yeah, especially now that Gaius is running Rashigal too.
Yes, I talked to King Gaius myself recently. He told me that Miss Nadia was dead.
So you knew.
Yes. He was kind enough to tell me personally. I was shocked that he even knew I was Lady Nadia's lowly servant.
That is most impressive.
I'm sorry, Prin. I wish we could have done more to save her.
You don't need to say that. To be honest, it was painful seeing Miss Nadia filled with such contempt. I know this may sound horrible for me to say this, but part of me is glad to know she's finally freed from her hatred, even if it's through death. I've seen her truly smile when she held Bobo. Seeing that made her usual misery all the harder to bear.
Prin.
I'm sorry. It's never easy, is it?
Alright then, well, you're in the title sub-event specialist. We've been seeing a lot of them, that's for sure. But is that another sub-event done, or is there more to that as well? Check the underway yet again? I think we definitely did lower some. There seems to be less in the list. So Sisterhood.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought you said check the underwear.
Check the underway, don't worry. Mother and Child, Those Who Act in Shadow does seem to move on here. So, yes. Lots of things done. Where to next? That's the real question now. Right, should we go to Fezbel Marsh and see what Mr. Rowen was talking about?
Yeah.
If we can find it on the list here. Fezbel Marsh. Was it that called that tool? Was it a dungeon? It's a dungeon! We found it. So we can't enter the Marsh West region.
It's difficult to believe this whole area used to be a dry wasteland.
We were taught a great tsunami did this 20 years ago. It was right when the former king of Azul was leading his army into battle against Rashagal. Wait, Rowen, you were a tactician in that battle, weren't you?
Yes, I was. It's hard to believe it's already been so long. This is the place where Princess Carrie died.
Princess Carrie?
Noctigal's younger sister. Rowen told me about her before. She was killed during the succession dispute between Noctigal and his brothers.
Even he wouldn't dare to defy her. If she was still alive, Rashagal's history would have turned out quite a bit differently.
She must have been a fearsome woman if she could keep Noctigal in check.
Quite the opposite. She was a gentle, easygoing soul. Noctigal was always at his kindest around her, but her gentle demeanor masked an indomitable spirit. The meek had no greater ally than her. She even chose to accompany the army as a medic, so that she could save as many lives as possible.
A princess working as a medic? She must have been one hell of a woman.
Unfortunately, her story did not end happily. Their brothers feared Noctigal would distinguish himself by leading Rashagal to victory, so instead, they revoked his authority to lead the army just before the battle began. In his place, they sent an incompetent buffoon of a general, who squandered every advantage Rashagal had.
Why would they do that?
They must have feared Noctigal more than their own enemies. Just as Rashagal was facing defeat, the tsunami came and forced the remnants of both armies to retreat. But Princess Carrie's unit was among the unlucky ones that were caught in the wave. It was a grave error on my part. Amidst the confusion, I didn't notice that her unit was in the path of danger. If I had given her unit clearer orders, Carrie would still be alive.
Wait a minute. Were you two together?
We were worlds apart in both age and class, but we had pledged our futures to each other. Noctigal was the only one who approved of our union, but that's an old story, and one perhaps best forgotten.
A sad story to end it all. So, Rowan's love died here.
I find it a
My
bit
stomach
hard to
seems
believe
be empty again.
anybody would actually,
Again with
like...
this one. Good performance, but terrible fuel efficiency.
Damn them interrupting all the time. But I don't know, I think if your girlfriend/boyfriend was on the battlefield, that would be the point you'd be thinking of constantly. Like, oh no, got to keep them safe. Everyone's a little bit selfish in that way. They would put their own in front of others.
It made me wonder, was he the general put in charge? I don't think it was,
He
but...
would have described himself as an incompetent buffoon if that's the case, which it was a bit unclear. I don't know.
Because he was the one giving orders. That's what was said.
Is that the only bit in here, or is there
It
something...
looks like it. For now, I don't see anything extra going on. So, with that, we'll end the episode of this one. We've seen ourselves a lot of sub-events around the world. We finished up with Leronde. We seem to have finished up with Fennmont. And we've got this sad story here in the Vicalle Marsh. Let's continue on next time.
After war always fills me with a feeling of emptiness.
It's okay, Rowen.
Poor Rowen.
Lol. If T-Post says it's okay, then all those people dying is fine.
And we'll find ourselves hopefully some demon beasts next time. Join us for more Tales of Xillia then. Bye-bye.